one of the most critically acclaimed series of all time, with almost all of its titles considered among the best on their systems. Welcome to WatchMojo.com, and today we're counting down our picks for the top 10 games in the Legend of Zelda franchise. For a series where every title is regarded as one of the best on their respective consoles, ranking each title wasn't an easy challenge. So we're ranking each game based on a combination of how great they were at launch and how well they hold up by today's standards. Number 10, The Legend of Zelda. We're starting this list off with the game that started it all. This was the first console game ever that allowed you to save your game via battery backup, and one of the first to introduce non-linear gameplay on a large map. While the gameplay hasn't aged as well compared to the other titles in the series, the fact that the 10th slot is given to one of the best games on the NES meant the series only got better. Number 9, Oracle of Seasons. This was a toss-up between this one and the Oracle of Ages, as both games were released on the same day. The two featured similar mechanics. In Ages, you could travel between two different time periods, and in Seasons, you could change the seasons and thus the landscape. For us, we're going with Oracle of Seasons, since time travel has been used in several Zelda games before and since, though this is essentially a tie. Number 8, Skyward Sword. It's true, this game gets more than its fair share of criticism compared to other entries, so let's quickly address those. Yes, Fi is annoying, the open sky is rather empty, and shooting the bow is more complex than it needs to be.
So looks like we're having a little interference here.
But, on the good side, this game has some of the finest and most creative dungeons in the series. Girahim is a great new villain, and this is probably the best portrayal of Link and Zelda out of all of their incarnations. Number 7, Twilight Princess. Being the only game in the series to be released on two consoles at the same time, while some complain that's essentially a darker and edgier version of Ocarina of Time, we say that's not a bad thing. Changing into a wolf was satisfying, and the atmosphere in the Twilight Realm hit the right tone, ensuring that this was probably the closest thing we've ever had to a cinematic Zelda experience. Number 6, Link's Awakening. The Game Boy may not have had the horsepower of its bigger brother, the SNES, but that didn't stop Link's Awakening from not only retaining its tight, responsive gameplay, but it also brought in another series first, emotional storytelling. There's a plot twist halfway through the game that makes you question whether your quest is the right thing to do, and the game's ending left few gamers with dry eyes, which is pretty impressive for a game released on a monochrome brick. Number 5, Majora's Mask. One of the most unconventional games in the series, this entry explores the theme of impending death as the moon itself is on a collision course with the land of Termina. While it only makes the 5th slot for having the least amount of dungeons in the series, Majora's Mask makes up for that with creative side quests that require clever thinking and Groundhog Day style trial and error. This is probably why it has a strong community campaigning for a 3DS or Wii U remake. Number 4, A Link Between Worlds. The most recent entry in the franchise. Admittedly, when this was on the horizon, the Zelda formula started to get a bit repetitive. But Link Between Worlds managed to do the unthinkable. It was able to walk the line between complete overhaul and shameless remake with perfect form. Opting for non-linear exploration, having all of the items available to you up front, and multiple solutions to the dungeons, it may have looked like Link to the Past, but it was revolutionary in terms of progression. Plus, hearing that SNES theme in full stereo, total nerdgasm. Number 3, The Wind Waker. Cel-shaded graphics may have been a controversial choice back in 2002, but today, we now see that they hold up way better over time. Wind Waker is by far the most beautiful Zelda game out there, with vibrant colors being set to the backdrop of a vast ocean, which truly captures the sense of an epic adventure. And the HD remaster on the Wii U trims a lot of the unnecessary padding in the final Triforce quest. What's not to like? Number 2, A Link to the Past. Who would have thought that the SNES game, released more than 20 years ago, still holds up as one of the best in the series? This game has more dungeons than any other entry in the series, yet still manages its pacing very well. It introduced new elements that would go on to become standard in future titles. Most notably, the debut of the 3-triangle Triforce design, and the franchise's most iconic weapon, the Master Sword. Before we get to probably the obvious number 1, let's take a look at some honorable mentions. And just for fun, here are some dishonorable mentions as well.
How about a kiss for luck?
You've got to be kidding.
Number 1, Ocarina of Time. Yeah. Call us predictable, call us unoriginal. But in reality, Ocarina of Time is still as amazing as it was back in '98. In fact, the recent remaster on the 3DS has the game both looking and feeling better than ever. After all, this was the game that not only set the standard for future Zelda games, but also all action-adventure games in general, and to this day, few come close to matching the grand scale of this masterpiece. With all of the games in the series being regarded like royalty, our list is obviously going to be different from everyone else's. So let us know what your favorite games in the franchise are, and for more defining top 10s published every day, be sure to subscribe to WatchMojo.com.